Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. And in this video, I've just been wondering maybe if you guys are just people, if you people are sitting around with just too much money on your hands and you're like, wow, man, what should I do with this extra money? I mean, maybe I should pay people for my sins. Maybe, oh my God, maybe what I should do is pay the rest of the world climate reparations because I've done nothing wrong. I've lived my life. It's not illegal. Our government and all governments and the United Nations have refused to give the world the solutions that would have solved our climate problems decades ago, had any one of them allowed it, since November 93. But because they haven't, incredible solutions, just even ending our disposable society and implementing hemp. Okay, not even asking anybody to do a thing would have made it so that there was no yapping about environmental problems and climate and whatnot. But since the powers that are decided that no, no, hey, listen, lady, environmental solutions are not allowed. We just scream for them. We tell you in the world how horrible things are, that, horrible, devastating things are happening and are going to continue to happen because we don't have solutions. But you just back off on those solutions because yeah, we're not going to implement them because what we'd rather do is we'd rather just keep yapping that things are at such a dire straits that you now have to pay carbon reparations. Okay, because yeah, everybody's just sitting around wondering what they should be doing with all of their extra money. And the only saving grace to this right now is the fact that Americans are and people around the world are getting squeezed from every angle imaginable, and more every week, more and more Americans are and people around the world are having trouble buying food and paying for just basic necessities. And maybe they will stand up, but it would be a lot easier to stand up if, any press would tell you the truth about what's going on. But that's right. Let's not count on any press, especially our friends over there at Project Veritas. They, please stop calling. Where is that? Somewhere here, right here. Please stop calling. Right? They just they can't be bothered to care. But because nobody's done anything, and because the powers that are continue to have a microphone, John Kerry right here, he did an interview with the Washington Post, Bezos' blog, right? And Kerry said it would be great if American taxpayers could step up their reputation as being the largest humanitarian donor in the world. And that's right, America is. I mean, for all that we constantly hear about how horrible we are, all we do is send money around the world. And it's money that America doesn't have. America is in 31 trillion on the books, not to mention all the black money, 31 trillion in currency collapsing debt. Okay? America doesn't have money to be the largest humanitarian donor or the largest donor. America has been sending money around the world while America has collapsed. Okay, and that's just absolutely ridiculous, especially when it comes from John Kerry. He's in the thick of things, and I'm not going to bore you with listening to him, but you can play this video. Um, you can find it online. But when John was at the State Department, I tried to send some messages a few times like, hey, solutions here. But he's running a State Department for people that aren't allowing solutions. No one has allowed solutions since November 93. But here they are now. They keep talking about this, and the more they talk about it, um, it in the past has shown that they keep talking about it, they're going to do it. Okay. So, oh yeah, he's really stupid here too. We need to be deploying renewables 6 times faster than we are today, and electric vehicles 20 times faster. Oh, okay. Never do you hear him talk about ending our disposable society. Never do you hear him talk about hemp or anybody or ending global environmental illiteracy so that people could understand how to and why they should cooperate. So they will cooperate. So they are, you know, they are we get their cooperation. And how about leadership by example, Mister? How many private jets and yachts and beach homes does this guy have? I think down at the bottom of here they show him getting off a plane with. I was in one of the articles I saw with Stephen Colbert. But here he is thinking that we need to pay dollars because dollars are going to buy her way out of if it's true and greenhouse gas emissions are going to create devastation across the planet. Dollars aren't going to buy your way out of it. So it's what, more slush money for these guys, more money laundering. I mean, I don't know, but should Americans have to pay carbon reparations? He calls it a donation. We're the world's largest donor. But why do we have to pay? Have Americans done anything wrong? No, they lived their life. Did they break any laws? Did they break any international laws? No, no. Did their government or any world government, including the United Nations, um, get solutions implemented so that this problem would be solved? No. Did Americans, did they do anything wrong except for live and breathe? Not really. But in an effort to break your back from every angle imaginable, including financial, this is the newest way they're going to come after you. And carbon taxes and penalties, of course, if you don't comply. So, you got to have your ESG score just to even pay your carbon taxes and pay your reparations. But why should you be paying them? You don't know anyone anything. Okay. You don't know. You've been giving all these people all this money for decades and decades and decades. Americans don't owe anyone a cent, especially when allegedly we're at such dire straits because we don't have solutions, but it is the American government that has been keeping the solutions from the world, along with, every American environmental voice and a bunch of other environmental voices and world leaders out there too. But, the powers that are, they're going to come at you for something and use any excuse. And they just have their teeth in this global warming, climate change, um, hysteria. Guess what, guys? If it's really such a problem, allow solutions. And so they're using that to just bleed you financially, which is the end goal. Okay? No matter what they sink their teeth into, they're just going to use it as far as they can go and get out of you as much as they can. And when, like paying taxes, when they get out of you per, if you don't pay, you could go to jail. I mean, you're going to pay. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Americans can't afford it. America can't afford it. Okay, there is no American that owes it. There's plenty of pollution going on all over this world. And climate reparations aren't going to do anything except most likely give all the elites more slush money and just oppress the people more. And this is absolutely ridiculous because there is no need for it. And if things are so dire, then we can just get on solutions, which I can assure you, John Kerry and his buddies Absolutely will not allow. But the question is will Americans allow it? Right? Americans who aren't happy with anything, but everything they're not happy about continues to happen because Americans are the only volunteer communists in the world. They just sit back, okay, well, I'm going to watch a rerun and don't do anything about it. So if Americans end up having to pay carbon reparations, like every other atrocity that has happened to America and Americans, it will be the fault of Americans. Because every problem America has is technically the fault of its people. Not standing up, not doing their job, not getting control of their government. Because they can't care. It's the fourth turning, the fourth generation after the last collapse. Never even heard of hardship. They can't even imagine hardship coming. They have no clue it's coming. And bam, it all collapses again. And while it's collapsing, they want you, an American who owes nobody anything, to be way more even strapped than you are right now. And when they decide to do it, unless Americans finally get smart, it's just going to be done. And Americans are going to be on the hook for massive, massive, massive amounts of money that Americans don't have because people like him have refused solutions for years. So don't forget that every time they talk about carbon, reparations, climate reparations, any reparations. And don't forget that right here and all the other independent truth media, including our friends over here at Project Verification, as I call them, because that's what they do. They verify what we already know, but nobody knows this. This would actually be an exposure, but no one will expose it. And if they did, we might silence these people. And until then, we need the American people to do their job to stop this. And good luck with that. So stay tuned, people.